Coach, how are we doing tonight?
Better.
Better? Yeah.
Better.
So you guys came out after losing to Middlebury, and you played what seems to us over here was the perfect game. You guys passed to each other very well. You guys got good rebounds. You guys got good looks from three. Was that something that you went in saying that you were going to have more ball movement, or was it just, hey, guys, I know we lost to Middlebury, but don't get down on yourself. Just go out and play your game?
Yeah, the talk after Middlebury was, obviously we played well enough to compete against one of the best teams in the country. And up 4 with under 2 minutes left, obviously gave ourselves a chance to win the game. But I think, over a course of time here, we've lost a little bit of an edge. You start to feel like, you're playing well, and instead of being the hunter, you start to feel a little hunted, and you lose that sense of urgency and edge at times. And I thought that happened to us. So that was really the focus going into this game, is trying to get just good habits. Any way you can find a good habit. If you develop any kind of bad habit, or you're not focused on the good habits, and by accident bad habits start to develop, then that's what you're becoming. We only had 9 games left going into tonight. So we made a point of, this is the home stretch. There's 9 of them, and they're going to go quick. We got another one coming Saturday, right? A couple days game, couple days game, and the rest of the season is going to go by like a blink of an eye. And it was really just using, this stretch of time to develop those good habits, to try to establish a process that's going to put us in a position to play our best basketball at the end of the season. And obviously, I actually thought we started rather slow. I was a little bit frustrated with the way we started the game. I thought at times we weren't the most connected, specifically on defense. Offense, things were a little bit easy. These guys are silly. Offensively, we did a good job of sharing the ball and getting some pretty good looks. But defensively, I thought we made it a little bit harder than we needed to. We trapped a little bit just because these guys play so slow. And I don't think it was good for us, so that was my fault. And then when we got a bit more solid, I thought we were good. At the end of the half, we gambled for some steals too much. In the second half, I thought we were much more disciplined with our defense. It did a really good job overall in that second half, as they still tried to control the pace. But, just offensively, like you said, that's where we really started to share it and make some shots. And then defensively played pretty solid for the most part, and obviously limited, I think, what they did offensively in the second half.
Yeah, and I'm going to speak into that defensive discipline a little bit. You haven't really seen a team that's going to take all of the shot clock to shoot put a shot up. How do you start that game off, and then how do you transition to get used to that? And from a defensive and an offensive standpoint, because you're playing so much defense, how do you attack the offensive side of the ball?
No, it's a great question, and it's funny. I spent some time yesterday watching Jeff Brown from Middlebury's interview. He went on the QCast yesterday. I went on there earlier this year myself. Bob Quillman does a great job of featuring different people across the country, Division III basketball, and highlighting certain programs. And as Jeff Brown talked about it, he thought that game on Monday night would be good for them if they played it in the 60s. And obviously that game was not a game that got played in the 60s, right? So we talk a lot about just trying to play our brand of basketball. Sometimes it resulted in some undisciplined plays, both tonight and Monday night. But we obviously are a team that gets up and down and plays pretty fast and pretty aggressive in a lot of ways on both ends. I don't think we're easy to play against for an offense. I think our defense is pretty aggressive for the most part. It's not easy to pass against us. It's not easy to get to the rim against us with our length. It's not easy to execute against us. And we really use our defense to create our tempo. Even in those, with this team that uses that shot clock, that creates kind of like, a slower pace, slower possession game. They were taking some pretty bad ones late clock, and those bad shots result in some easy run-out opportunities for us. And then I thought we played with good pace regardless of if they were in a man or a zone. Sometimes what happens is when team plays zone, you start walking the ball up the court, you start walking around instead of cutting hard. You get a little bit lazy. And I thought we fought that really well tonight. I thought that was the key with our pace, as you mentioned. In a slow-type game, if you start walking around on offense, then you're really getting to their tempo and their flow. And we fought that pretty well and got some good shots early against zone and man tonight.
Yeah, and it really speaks into the things that this team can do. Sometimes there was quick possessions where they would be an open shot. Sometimes they would work the ball around, like JJ said. Good ball movement against the zone is going to give you open looks. So Thank you, Coach, and keep up the winning.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys. Thanks. Nice to get back on the winning track.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And that just about wraps it up here from Spaulding Gymnasium. The Keene State Owls get a win and a good one, and to get back on winning pace. Make sure to join me and JJ back here on Saturday at 1 and 3 p.m. for another LEC doubleheader, this time against Southern Maine. And again, this has been Logan Paronto, and this is JJ LeBlanc. It's from all of us here at Owls Media Network. Have a good night.
You have been watching a Keene State Athletics broadcast on the Owls Media Network. Please tune in to our next broadcast, and thank you for watching.